Good evening, everyone. How are we? Everyone has their car parked. Everybody's got prime real estate on what is going to be an absolutely fascinating evening and discussion of the women that are on this stage to share their story about how they busted through the various barriers in their lives and in their career to be here before all of you tonight to serve as an inspiration. And more importantly, as we like to say in Athena, experience empowerment. And the idea is that if you can see it, then you can be it, to steal the famous words of our first female astronaut. So what I'd like to do, I want to hurry up and get into the Q&A session because that's really where the meat of tonight's excitement rests. So let me just go down the panel and have some introductions. Dana, why don't we start with you?
Good afternoon or evening. I'm Dawn Berry. I'm the president and co-founder of Luna DNA. Do you want us to do?
Yeah, just introduction. Yeah, please.
Okay. Prior to founding Luna, I was 12 years at Illumina, great years at Illumina. I left as the vice president of applied genomics there.
My name is Judy Mueller-Cohn. I am the COO of a cancer diagnostics company called Biofluidica. I was previously the CEO and founder of a local company called WomenInScience02.
Hi, my name is Nell Schlottman. Congratulations, Pam. This is amazing, and I'm thrilled to see so much excitement in this room and among everyone here. So I've been with CRO called Eurofins DiscoverX for the last year and a half. I started out in science. I have my degree in immunology, and I ended up moving from the lab to a commercial role. For the last 11 years, I've been in various commercial organizations selling and working with the pharmaceutical companies in the Southern California area.
Good evening, I'm Catherine Contargif, and I'm founding dean of the College of Science and Mathematics at Cal State San Marcos. And I have spent 29 of my professional year career in the California State University at San Marcos, and before that, Cal Poly Pomona, and before that, 20 years at Cal State Fullerton. And one of my former students is actually in the audience.
Do we want to call that person out, Donna?
Natalie, do you want to stand up?
Remember our theme at
And his son is a freshman in physics at San Marcos. Talk about a small world. So.
And again, I'm Holly Smithson. I'm the CEO of Athena, your moderator this evening, and I'm just delighted to, Pam, I really appreciate the invitation to come out here and drive tonight's discussion. For those of you that don't know, have been hiding under a rock, Athena is a 20-year member of the advocacy community advocating women in STEM. We have about 500 women that are defying all odds, working and leading STEM companies like the women to my left. We are so excited to be celebrating 20 years of Athena this year, and we can't do that celebration justice without acknowledging our founder, which is the San Diego City Council President Pro Tem, Barbara Bree. And she can't be here because she's running another workforce equity index, but she gives her regards. So with those introductions, I want to start the conversation because I think what's really important, the stories that these women are going to share with us, I think are going to be really insightful, and I think they're going to be really inspirational for you. But to set the tone, and before we do that, I'm going to do something. I'm going to give you a little bit of, shall we say, inside juice, because I did some research before I came on here so I could find something really scintillating about these women so that we all feel safe and we feel vulnerable and we feel like it's a safe place to share how we've busted through the barriers. So with that lead in, can I have a drum roll, please? Okay. All right, so how many people in this room, and you know what, you probably have already seen this, but I thought this was pretty fascinating background on Dawn Berry. So she was a speaker on TEDx San Diego. So this woman, if she does nothing else in her life, has busted a pretty significant barrier to be invited to share her story on genomics. And then in addition to that, Dawn was also celebrated and acknowledged in the San Diego Business Journal as the Business Woman of the Year. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm really proud of being the San Diego. We'll get into the gossip later, but let's stay high level. Dr. Judy Muller-Cohn is the Chief Operating Officer for Biofluidica, but let me tell you a little bit about Judy. Judy, a couple of years ago, she was carrying in her stomach, I believe it was her firstborn. And in so doing, she decides, how can I make this an exciting pregnancy? You know what, I think I'm gonna go to France. I think I'm gonna pursue my PhD, and I think I'm gonna make sure that I do it in a country that I don't even speak their native tongue. And that, my friends, is Dr. Judy Muller-Cohn. Dr. K, to my immediate left, and we're so close because she is a board member at Athena, but I don't want to disrespect her and butcher her last name, so I just go by Dr. K. Dr. K actually she's the founding dean of the College of Science and Mathematics. I don't know if you guys heard those statistics that Pam just shared with us, but think about those statistics and then think about what I just said. You're the founding dean of school of mathematics, and we're going to hear a little later about some of the trials and tribulations in that path. And then to round out our gossip and tidbits on our panelists, we have Sanella Schlottman, who I think is just a stellar example of busting through the barriers, because this woman has worked at global companies that include Merck, they include Amgen, and they include San Diego's very own Invitrogen. Imagine, I mean, she must be 150. You look terrific, by the way. To have worked at those companies and to be up here and being a part of this discussion. So I just wanted to kind of invite the audience to feel a little bit more personal about the stories and the women that have remarkably busted through the barriers. So let me wind down my intro, and then let's go across the panel and talk about, if you will, and let me just set the table for how this is going to play out. We have about 45 minutes for a discussion with the panels, and then we're going to invite you, the audience, for about 15 minutes to have a nice Q&A. So I want you to have your questions ready, and I want this to be a really vulnerable and open place for a meaningful dialogue. So I invite you to understand that going in. So Dawn, why don't we start with you? If I can put you on the spot, can you tell us in a couple of minutes your journey? Tell us about your career path and some of the struggles, the challenges that you came across that you were able to overcome and stand so tall and so proud.
Sure, thank you very much. I guess I would start. We didn't pre-rehearse any of this, so I love that it's just really off the cuff. I would say I'm a carpenter's daughter from Central Connecticut. Really basic upbringing. Always loved science. Always loved biology. Had parents that would kind of indulge my interests in anything living. And I also love sports. Right? So I went to school, to college to get a science degree. Got my first job at the Yale Genome Analysis Center, and for my whole career I've been in genomics. And early in my career I was doing lab work and thought, boy, I really like the business side. I like to communicate with people. I like to bridge the science with the problem, and then join the business side. And that's where I think a lot of the introspection and some of the challenges came. To be honest, we in my first job we had coaching, to give the corporate talk, to be a leader in front of the room. That kind of typical coaching you buy, and the business crew goes through the coaching and everything. And I had a really interesting moment with that coach, who was also a female, that always stuck with me, and it kind of followed me through my career. I was really coached to be someone I wasn't, and it really manifested itself in a way that wasn't authentic. And I've carried that with me for a long time, and it would be that TEDx talk that I had to break through that. But I was coached, gosh, pull your hair back, don't wear so much makeup, take those big earrings off, don't be friends, especially if you're a boss, don't be friends with the people you work with, don't giggle so much. Just be a guy, right? Be a guy. And I took that with me for a really long time, and it manifested itself in strange ways. Like, I never would have pictures of my family at my desk, right? They didn't want to look vulnerable and have other things, and never really got close to understand the people I worked with, especially those that reported to me. Maybe that was a little recipe for success, as odd as that sounds, that sort of conformity to the perceived norms of a workplace and what someone successful needed to do. But it was TEDx that really, I had a coach that I was trying to push a tech talk over on him. And he's like, "Now, if you're going to get in the stage, you need to connect. And you connect by showing some vulnerability, because this is just the way connections happen." And it was that event and that moment and being super raw that I realized, boy, that when I showed vulnerability, I let people in. And so my lesson here in a short bit here is, I wasn't an authentic leader. I've learned now that that's really meaningful, right? I show my real self, the same self that I go home with every night is the self that I show up at work. I love the people I work with. I connect with them. I care deeply about them. I am invested in their career path. And I regret not being that authentic leader. But I also, if we're being honest, wonder if that's how, maybe you got where you got as you did so fast. But we have to change that conversation and let people be authentic.